way off camera.
I just moved over with my...
Hey, welcome back. Yeah, they heard all that. I had unmuted the mic already. So anyway, I was like, Jamie, you're way over off to the side.
Well, you
like,
told me to move my computer.
I want your computer off to the side. I don't want you off to the side.
How am I supposed to interact when I don't have the computer? But hey, guys, good evening.
Move it that way. All right. Anyway, welcome to the live stream. My name's David. This is my wife, Jamie. Hopefully you are having a beautiful Sunday. Hopefully you had a great weekend. We're about diving into the new week. Got some folks on.
Wow, we just had the most amazing Patreon live stream.
We had a lot of fun, yeah.
Lots of Patreons donated samples of whiskey
for a giveaway,
so, yeah. If you're ever interested in jumping on and joining us over there, becoming a Patreon.
True, that is obviously a great option. Appreciate that. Appreciate all of you. Thanks for being on the live stream. So today we're talking about creating the perfect EDC. Now, I have my EDC right here, but the reality is most of you, well, I'll say many of you, perhaps most of you are unwilling to carry a sling bag everywhere you go, right? It's not particularly large, but it is sizable. But I legit carry it. I went grocery shopping in Walmart today, and I carry this. I carry it in a Starbucks. I carry it wherever when I'm picking up Jamie's coffee and whatever else. It just happens. What's up, Dennis, Suburban Dad? What's up, Bourbon Lover? What's up, VA Prepper? And all of you other folks. Anyway,
Rance, cheers to you, man. Good to see you
Rance?
Again.
So I wanted to quickly go through mine first because I'm going to use this as use parts of this to talk about different situations. Like, because I'm doing this. This is considered off body, right? So most of my preparedness or my EDC stuff, the everyday carry stuff that I'm carrying is not on my person. I obviously have some stuff in my pockets, which I'll show you in a second as well. So I guess let's start there. That's probably the best, most logical place to start. All right. So this is my handful of crap. That is what my normal on-body carry is under most circumstances. So I have my watch. It's either going to be generally this Seiko or an Apple Watch. Then I have my pocket knife. This is my everyday, literally, like I carry this with my gym shorts. I carry this whatever I'm wearing. This is a Civivi Praxis Mini folder. So
just to elaborate on that little guy, is if I ever have like a little a little piece of string from my clothing or something, I'm like, oh, David, do you have, and he just whips it out like this big, huge knife and like cuts off my little,
I do. I use it. I use
whatever.
Often. Yes. Or if
if you have a bad tag somewhere that's like bothering you, or if your son gets a watch for his birthday and he has to open up the package.
Yes.
David will hand him this big old knife, which he did a few days ago on my son's birthday. Thanks, David.
Happens. It does
for being prepared.
Great question. So we still do some whiskey stuff on Thursdays live stream. We just don't film any videos for whiskey anymore. Do a little bit on Thursdays, and then we have a Patreon only live stream on Sunday nights. So yeah,
I'm still drinking whiskey. So is David.
Yeah, but anyway, just changing the direction of the channel. But hopefully you're down with it. If not, we'd love to have you stick around and find more out. Yeah, Kokomo arms. That's what I love about off-body carry, is that you can carry a lot of stuff. That's kind of like the driver for me, is because then I can feel like I actually have something substantial that I really want to have. But back to what I carry in my pocket. So on my watch, car keys, on my car keys is a whistle. Each of our car keys has a whistle on it. Then I have this Tool Card Pro, which is, I use it as a money clip.
Okay, that's really off. Sorry.
And then I also have a flashlight. So in my left-hand pocket, I carry my flashlight and my car keys. My right-hand pocket, my pocket knife, and my either phone or wallet, depending on what kind of pants I'm wearing. Anyway, that's pretty much what I have on me. Now, I do have my go-to firearm right now is a Canik METE MC9 Prime, which I'll show you in a second. That's my kind of go-to right now for my firearm. If I want to do in the waistband carry, which I don't do with my gym clothes at all, but if I'm wearing jeans and it's cooler out, sometimes I'll wear this and I'll put my Canik in here. And it's pretty good. I'm not an appendix carry guy. I'm a 4 o'clock one. Is the Canic loud? I haven't noticed it being much louder than most anything else. I know it's ported, but I shoot a couple different ported guns. I have a Springfield that's ported. I have the Canic that's ported. I've got a little J-frame Smith & Wesson revolver that's ported. And it doesn't seem that much louder. Now, I'm not shooting inside. Where I shoot at the range is all outside. So I'm not getting like that echo effect from being in a smaller space like if I were at an indoor range.
So I gotta say, I just carry David, and I know that he has all of his carry tools. So
that's right.
All of you ladies out there.
Yeah, but this is
just go to Walmart with your husband.
Yeah. So this is the Canic. It's running a Defender enclosed, a Vortex Defender CCW enclosed optic, red dot. It's unloaded and cleared. I did that before coming down for the other live stream. So this is completely, nothing in it. No magazine in it. Intentionally done prior to the live stream. I love this, but yeah, this just fits right in the holster or in my EDC bag in here. Also, I have an extra backup magazine. The only thing about this, and I've showed you in video this before, but I have this like fabric Vortex or Vertex, excuse me, like pouch, a little holster, like Velcro's in here. And it's great and it retains really well, but it doesn't slide back in well. So it's a little tricky to slide back in. Anyway, that weighs nothing. Yeah. It's got the
It looks a lot heavier than.
Oh, yeah. These things are super lightweight. This is one I got off of Amazon. It's what's the brand? CYA. I've got a couple of theirs. I haven't had any issues with them. Okay, but let me show you what's inside real quick. I've done this on video before, so I didn't want to like belabor the point. This is just an extra flashlight. This is an electronic lighter. And I swapped out the Leatherman Free T4 that I was carrying.
We have a lot of these flashlights. I have one on my bed in my bedside drawer.
Yeah.
So you've made sure we all have one of those
lots
in
of
case
flashlights.
lights go out. So
yes. And then I swapped out my Leatherman T4 in my bag for this. It's a Rock Tool Gen R multi-tool. I love this thing. This thing is awesome. It's so much better than the Leatherman Free T4. It's essentially a Leatherman Wave, but better. And it's 50-ish, 40, 45, 48, 50 bucks. It does have a pocket clip, which will come into as we talk about other kinds of everyday carry, like if you have different approaches. Yes, Jamie?
So what all does that do? Because that looks pretty. So I have that little tool in my purse, and that probably has like 20 different things. 20
things more, yeah. What's up, Homestead Engineering? So it's got a VG10 blade on it. It's got a this is a little wood saw. This is a serrated edge with a hook cutter, and this side is a giant set of scissors. Okay. Which you would love.
I would love. I need those.
You're always borrowing my scissors, and it's full size big thing of scissors. And then on the inside, it's got pliers. It has a full quarter-inch bit set, and it came with 3 other bits besides this one.
Oh, yeah. So, little screwdriver attachments.
Yeah, it came with 3 other ones that are down here in the bag. Actually,
let me see how much it weighs.
It's a little heavy. I wouldn't necessarily carry it in my pocket per se, but it comes with the 3 little bits, double-sided bits. And then on this side, I'll give it to you in just a sec, babe. You can play with it. You can play with knives. Well, yeah. Anyway, but it comes with a bunch of other stuff in here. So it's essentially like a Leatherman Wave, but it's like $45. The construction quality on this thing is phenomenal. It's all, I want to say 7 CR for everything except for the blades. This, like I said, this one's a VG10, so it's a Japanese steel. But I'll let Jamie play with that, and it has the pocket clip.
It is heavy, guys. So
in here,
definitely David can carry it. But...
So I've got a little fixed blade, a Columbia River fixed blade, some dude wipes, a little compass, a lens cloth, and some chapstick. Okay. But I understand that a lot of you aren't going to want to carry all this stuff yet.
No.
So more dude wipes.
I just go everywhere with you.
That's right. And then in this one, we've got some quick clot, some liquid Band-Aid, some painkillers, and a tourniquet.
Liquid Band-Aid is awesome.
and sunscreen. So that's what's in my bag, right?
In case you're bald and you need it on your head.
Or you just care about UV exposure, right? Maybe you just care about that. Okay, so let me put this back in here.
What is your guys' go-to EDC carry?
Yeah, so we're
like, what items do you not leave home with? Or no, do you not leave without? You don't leave home without. There we go.
Yes. Okay, let me put these away real quick, and then I want to talk about, because there's a lot of different situations. So everybody, I mean, obviously this is off body. This is like maximum amounts of EDC, right? It's like the most that you can carry. But there's other types. There's a minimalist EDC, which we're going to dive into next. You've got urban suburban EDC. So maybe you want to carry more than what's just in your pockets, but you're in an urban suburban setting. Like, what's appropriate levels of preparedness? Then you've got outdoors and rural, and then you've got like travel, like airport friendly EDC. So let me show these back in here. And we're going to talk about some options and kind of the philosophy behind these. But I do want to like ask you guys' opinion on some of this stuff, right? So what's up, sweet Sydney?
Cheers, my lady.
All right, so we got that. That feels big. Oh, it's all the dude wipes are rich.
What are you drinking tonight?
All right.
Just asking for a friend.
No. All right. So when we're actually talking about this stuff, like there's a lot of options, right? So most people are considering like a pocket knife, keys for like the minimalist EDC. So really it's what you can fit in your pockets. So it's maybe a pocket knife, maybe chapstick, car keys, your phone. What else would you guys consider like the minimal stuff that you can put in your pockets? Like what would be your pocket, your ideal pocket EDC? For me, like it would again be, if I didn't have my bag, it would probably be something like the pocket knife, watch, the Tool Card Pro, a flashlight. Maybe I try to do a multi-tool, but this one's almost too big to be in the pocket.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's great, but it's just, you know, it's almost would want that on the belt. But again, if you're really doing minimalist, it's hard. So let me grab some other options as potential things to.
What's up, Jimmy Walker?
Okay.
Cheers to you tonight.
So I got some other flashlight options, because one of the things about my flashlight, and I had to kind of grow into this thing, is it's hard because I'm wearing a black t-shirt. So it's hard to see the black flashlight on a black t-shirt. So this is my current flashlight. Before this flashlight, I was using this flashlight, which is much smaller. Put that there. Maybe you can see that now. It's much smaller, but it's also less capable. Smaller flashlights tend to not, you know, have quite as much brightness as the bigger flashlights, which tends to hold true. So that's kind of the trade-off. This is another one. So this one that I currently carry is a ThruNite Archer Pro, and then what I used to carry was a ThruNite Archer Mini, and then I kind of played around with this O-Light for a little bit, but it just didn't. I don't know. I just didn't dig it. It didn't feel as good as the ThruNites, but it's good stuff.
This one's very little and light, so
yeah,
easy to throw in your pocket.
Yep.
So Virginia Prepper said keys, knife, watch, flashlight, wallet, and pepper spray.
Okay, pepper spray. Okay.
That's
okay.
well-rounded. I mean, it's good.
No, yeah, that's pretty solid. So for Matt, he's looking at the SOG Adventure knife, SOG Power Access Assist, my Samsung watch, liquid ink pen, and pen, key holder, and Schrade shard. Okay. So yeah, we're talking basically knife, multi-tool, watch, pen, and key holder. Okay. So for Eddie's, minimal knife, light, Smith & Wesson bodyguard. So just basically gun, flashlight. Can't go wrong there. So Dennis, EDC Glock 19, Hollow Sun Red Dot, 3 extra mags, and a Karambit Fox. So you've got one of the Karambit knives. That's very cool. So yeah, so these are just some flashlight options for EDC, because once you get bigger than about this size, in my opinion, at that point, you're now looking at putting stuff into like on your belt in like some kind of a holster or whatever, because at that point you're really talking about a decent sized flashlight. But on the multi-tool front, like again, this is the size of like a Wave, like a Leatherman Wave, Wave Plus. Then you've got something that's more like this, which is a lot smaller footprint. And this is a Leatherman Free T4, which is what I used to put in there, which you could get by putting it in your pocket. The problem is if you clip this in your pocket, you lose the dedicated pocket knife, right? How many of you have ever tried carrying a fixed blade in your pocket? And I'm asking because I'm thinking about trying to do it. So they've got the quick clips, and some of you've probably seen those. And they actually, I just ordered a new Civivi that's made to be, it's a fixed blade that's made to actually fit in your pocket. So,
what's up, Eddie? Minimal knife, light, and Smith & Wesson Bodyguard.
There you go. So, but yeah, so I'm playing around like this one, for example. This is a Kaiser, little Kaiser with a taco holster sheath, excuse me, and it's got a clip to go into the pocket as well. So, but the problem is if you stick this into your pocket, the way it's configured right now, it's backwards. So it needs to be, the clip needs to be on this side. So I'm not sure how they expected this to work, because otherwise it's almost like it has to be vertical. Because if you put this in your pocket this way, you're grabbing it backwards. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. So it's obviously not meant to go in the pocket. But if I put a quick clip, another option, let me show you guys what that looks like. This is actually a really, really pretty knife. I really like this little Kaiser's. This is actually pulled out of our my checked travel bag. So when we travel and I have checked luggage, I have a little preparedness kit that goes into my luggage. This is actually in that kit. This is a little bit smaller blade, but it's a Columbia River minimalist kind of thing, but it's got great finger grooves. Get a really good thing. Now, once you put even with this one, once you put the quick clip on it, you still are going to have like this much hanging out the top of your pocket. So do you really want to have that hanging out of your pocket? So that's the problem. And then also you've got something like a push dagger, which is like the Cold Steel. What is this one called? The Safe Maker 2.
Wow, that looks like it could do some damage quick.
It's a
dagger.
It's a punch knife.
Wow.
So yeah. Anyway, it could do some damage. So those are some options. But again, if you put this in your pocket with a quick clip, this thing is sticking out the front pocket of your jeans. So this, you could put it on your belt.
Not very trendy.
Right. And a lot of these little knives are made, you could put them scalp carry, right? So instead of being vertical like this, you put them this way and put them on your belt. So you can mount them that way. And so those are some options to consider, whether you're doing any of the kinds of carry, just some things to think about. Okay, what's Jimmy said?
Jimmy Walker, CRKT, 4-inch lock blade, 3 double triple A cell torch, 6-inch heavy Ferris rod, case, trapper, deerskin gloves. Wow, like that, you're fully loaded there. Lots of stuff.
So Jimmy, are just question from that kind of a loadout, if you're carrying a Ferris rod, that tells me that you're probably more in a rural or outdoor EDC type of setup. Nothing wrong with it, but when I'm thinking about breaking it down, like I've got like my off-body carry bag, right? So I got a bunch of stuff. You're almost running like a minimalist. He's got purse pants. fair enough. But that's where, at that point, if you're talking about a Ferris rod, like that's not something you'd want to carry in the city. But
South Mississippi, he said.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're in kind of a rural country or area, then for sure, having some of those capabilities would be awesome. Other pocket knives considerations, I guess, if you're doing minimalist stuff, you want something maybe a little more discreet. And so your pocket knives have the little pocket clip, right? But you want a pocket clip that goes all the way up to the top so that your knife's not showing out the top of your pocket, right? So like this one, when you put this one, this is a Kershaw, I believe. Yeah, this is a Kershaw. With this one, the clip, when it's in your pocket, you're still going to have that much of the knife sticking out of your pocket, even with the folder. Whereas this one, which is a, what is this, the Boker AK? Yeah. And this one sinks all the way down. So it's going to be fully recessed into your pocket.
Okay, question.
Yep.
So if you're in a situation, it's every day. That's what I was about to say. So the multi-tools you're just carrying for practical uses, right?
Yeah,
I need to cut, a tag off of something. I mean, which, I never do, but
because you make me do it.
These right here, these babies right here are for protection. Is that kind of the quick grab?
So
protect myself.
Yeah. So that's a great question, because really, if you have in your, say you're right-handed, your primary pocket, if you put a multi-tool in there, you can't quick draw a multi-tool
that's what I was
and get the knife out and defend yourself if you had to. But for example, the fixed blades in your front pocket, you can pull that out and you can very quickly have a pokey situation.
So I see you have those here. Do you carry those?
Not yet, but okay. I literally ordered a quick clip today.
I was like, I don't think.
And I did order a pocket knife designed by Civivi to go into your front pocket. So I'm going to try to do some fixed blade front pocket carry and see how that goes. But normally, like you see me on a daily basis, I'll carry a pocket knife. The downside of a pocket knife is when you go to pull it out and you have to actually do something to get it to be functional. And so this one's an assisted open. So all you have to do is literally push a button and it flies open.
So by then you're already attacked or hurt
potentially
or whatever.
Yeah. But this, which is my normal one, I have to pull it out and I have to flick it for it to open up. Whereas a fixed blade, you literally just in a panic can pull it out and do what you need to.
Yeah.
So, some considerations there. So if you're doing the minimalist type thing, then, to me, you want something that's not screaming tactical guy. You're not going to want, if you're doing a fixed blade in your pocket, you don't want that much of the fixed blade sticking out the front of your pocket when you're going to a kid's soccer game, for example.
Right.
But if you're out in the country, then, maybe might work. Now, but for most people with the minimalist, that's the minimalist, right? Is the flashlight, the pocket knife, watch, maybe a tool card, maybe a firearm. So, some basic stuff like that. But when you dive, let's talk about urban and suburban EDC.
Oh, hold on. Dennis the Bourbon Dad said, I wear shirts one size bigger to conceal my firearm and
Karambit.
Yes.
I don't know if that's
and
right, but
tactical
that's what I'm going
family.
to say. Yeah.
Fanny pack.
And that's actually
smart.
Yeah. Dennis, do you do appendix carry, or do you put it, where do you actually mount your, I assume it's in a holster and not in the fanny pack, but I could be wrong. Because I keep mine in my MTAC bag, my sling bag. So, but when we're talking urban and suburban, those are environments where, if particularly urban, you don't want a screen prepper just for police attention. People get really weird about knives and guns and stuff. So you want to kind of keep it a little more covered, a little more on the download. If you go out in the country and you have it open carried on your hip, people aren't probably going to bat an eye at you. But if you go into, here in Virginia, if I go into Fairfax or one of the larger towns, larger cities, it's not going to go well if I try to open carry. People are just going to freak out just because they're not used to it. They don't expect it. So I find for a lot of kind of the urban suburban thing is having the pocket knives that recess fully are important. You're kind of going to want to go generally with a more minimalist type of approach. However, the one benefit of particularly an urban environment, not maybe in suburban as much, but in an urban environment, is backpacks. Because everybody in cities walks around with backpacks on. If you're going to work, if you're taking the train, whatever the case may be, to get to and from work in an urban environment, you have a backpack. So maybe you have a minimalist pocket carry setup, but then you've got some more, you got your multi-tool in your backpack, and you got a full-size flashlight in your backpack. So it gives you some, gives you a little more versatility in it. I think honestly, urban concealed or urban EDC is a little bit easier than Suburban, because it's a little weird if you go to your kid's soccer game and you're carrying a backpack, right? Like that's just looks off. It just doesn't. And yeah, Jimmy Walker brought up Gray Man, and that's true. I think Gray Man is a great concept, but I think a lot of us in the preparedness community misunderstand the Gray Man concept. The guy in that's wearing like loafers or what are those shoes that I hate? Crocs. You know, some guy's wearing Crocs and like, you know, cotton chinos and a Hawaiian shirt is honestly going to look less threatening and more Gray Man than like the tactical guy with an arm sleeve tattoo and like a big beard and the big flannel shirt and the sunglasses and the hat. So just something to think about. That, I mean, that is the tactical Gray Man, but we all know that his fanny pack has a gun in it, right? There's no hiding that one. It's not too gray, if you know what I'm saying. And there's nothing wrong dressing that way. That's how I dress. But I realize that most people, when they see me with my bag slung across my chest in the grocery store, I expect them to understand that I have a firearm in the bag. And that's fine. I don't mind, but I don't kid myself that they don't know that. Oh.
Really, I just thought you were a Mr. Mom.
That's why I kept my baby wipes and diapers.
Diapers.
That's how I started. Was with no, I'm just kidding.
Who knows about dude wipes? He's got baby wipes in there.
I used to have a lot of baby wipes. Now, fortunately, the kids can all wipe themselves. I don't have to do that anymore. All right. So that's Suburban. What are some things with urban and Suburban EDC that y'all have found have actually been kind of challenging? Like for me, getting used to carrying this bag all the time when I'm in stores and stuff, it took a little getting used to.
Yeah, I feel like though you've been pretty comfortable with it for a while, because I always see you leaving with it. So it's like if you're going anywhere, you grab it to take it with us on. We'll go into town and do like errands and pick up my Starbucks, drop off some Amazon returns.
Yeah. Well, and so I would always grab this and I would take it in the car with me, and I'd have it
consistent
right with me. But actually getting out of the car and then taking the time to sling it back over my shoulder before going into the store is the challenge, right? A lot of us who do the bag carry are great at getting it into the vehicle and having it in the vehicle, but actually putting it on and then carrying it in.
You're that guy with the man purse.
I am the guy with the man purse now. Yeah, I've accepted it. I hate Crocs. Jamie Walker, I hate Crocs too. I detest them.
Oh, he does. And our kids,
they don't like it.
They went through a stage.
So for Matt, knife length challenges. Knife length is a thing for a couple of reasons. One, you got to worry about state laws. I know here in Virginia, if you have a blade over, I want to say 3 inches, that is, some of you might know the law better than me, a fixed blade over 3 inches and concealed, that's considered a dirk in Virginia, which could be a problem. Eric Nova, know of any good concealed carry classes in Nova? I do. I know a concealed carry firearms instructor, NRA certified, called my father-in-law.
Yes. And
he's actually just retired, former, anyway, great dude, great history. So yeah, Eric, if you want, I can get you his contact info. He's starting to teach classes on the regular now. So
cheers, Tuxedo 2 Box.
Yes. Cheers, man.
Cheers, man.
All right. So outdoors rural EDC. Outdoors rural EDC. So Jimmy talked a little bit about it. But cargo shorts, t-shirt, short sleeve button shirt, open cap on, plus I'm an old turd. Yeah, there you go. You blend right in, Jimmy. That's perfect. That's perfect.
But you're more of like workout.
Yeah, I look like I just came from the gym.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I'm out and about, I usually look like I'm either on the way to the gym or left the gym. Plus I'm, I look like me. I look like the big teddy bear that everybody wants to give a hug to.
The bald guy that has a man purse.
Yeah. So it's good.
Got me, right?
I got her with the man purse, guys. I got her with the man purse. But yeah, like when you're more in like when I lived in Utah, for example, Yeah, it's the concealed carry that gets you. Yeah, open carry you can be as big as you want, but if you concealed carry, it has to be under 3 inches. If it's a fixed blade. Does that apply to folders as well, VA prepper? I can't remember about folders, but I want to say it's just the fixed blades that they classify them as dirks, which is a weird term because I haven't heard that since like old Victorian England or something. What?
Okay, so Tuxedo Toolbox said, sorry I'm late, but if I had anything EDC, being Boy Scout, it's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah.
So is that just like,
It's
that's
like
nothing
this.
like, okay. I was asking what a Swiss Army knife would be more like, if it's a flip, I'm a multi-tool, or it's like a easy pull out of your bag, or it's like I'm just a knife and I can.
No, it's a multi-tool.
Skin whatever I catch when I'm hunting.
It's a multi-tool.
Yikes.
It's so the one that I gave you that's in your purse, that's actually a Swiss Army knife.
Really?
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's a small,
man,
more female friendly because it's got fingernail clippers and scissors and stuff. But yeah, it's essentially the same brand. It's a Victorinox.
I'm starting to feel like I'm, with
you're
it now.
Yeah,
I carry.
Go.
Hey, I carry too.
There you go. Okay. Dennis says, I appendix my Glock 19. I am not gotten into appendix carry. I'm always worried I'm going to shoot something off. So
what is okay? So
appendix carry, Jamie, is when you hold on. Let me stand up for demonstration purposes. So appendix carry is when you actually put your gun right here.
Wow. So that's right up front and center.
It's right up front.
Ready to go.
Which is actually really good because one, it's super fast. It's the fastest way to access a gun. And especially if you're if you're getting attacked, there's a lot of advantages to having it here, because if it's back here, which is with the old traditional way, which is still how I do it, when I do on body carry. And the problem is there are a lot of positions if you get tackled that you can't actually draw from. But this is very much more commonly accessible.
Yeah.
The problem is if you have your gun here, it's pointing right at stuff. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So the bullet is pointed right at things down here, Jamie.
Can you elaborate, David?
Do you want me to draw you a picture, Jamie? Demonstration.
Anyway. Said, we'll send you an email.
Yeah. So appendix carry is great. I just still am,
What's up,
don't
Carlos?
Okay. P320 myself.
Hello, a little late. Hope everyone is doing well. We are.
What is up? How you doing, man? Yeah.
What's up, Carlos?
All right. Yeah. Where
were you?
Outdoor rule. And so, when I was living in Utah, I lived in an urban area, but wherever you are in Utah, the cool thing about it is you're about 10 minutes away from just being completely off the grid in the mountains or in the deserts or somewhere away from people. And so it's very common to see people even in town, maybe not in Salt Lake, but at least in the other, Ogden, Provo, Orem. It's really common to see guys with, a fixed blade on their belt, wearing boots like they just come off the mountain.
Dang, what is that?
What is what?
Oh, that's a big knife.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that hunting? Like we're actually.
Well, it's just an all-purpose knife. It's a 5-inch. This is an old Odin Works I just picked up off Amazon. I heard a good review about it, so I wanted to check it out. And so.
I mean, it's pretty, but what do you use it for? Defense or like I'm going hunting?
Well, more so, this is like more of an outdoor camp knife.
Okay.
So but if I were, going hiking, I might have something like this on me for sure, because if I have to actually build a shelter or do any kind of feathering or whatever for woods for fire, processing wood, something like this would be really good for it. I really like this knife for $40.
It's pretty.
It's D2 steel. The handle's really ergonomic. It's got a little lanyard spot back here. You could put a lanyard if you want to. I'm okay, Jamie. I'm fine.
I think you made
I cut my shirt open.
I know.
So
like a little nick in your t-shirt.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just kind of a value beater knife. This thing is really nice. So, but if you're looking at doing outdoor rural type stuff, it's not uncommon to see something like this on somebody's belt if you go into a gas station or whatever. Additionally, if if I'm looking more of an outdoor rural thing, instead of doing like more of like this as a Leatherman, maybe I want to go with a Signal, which has more kind of outdoorsy type components to it. It's got a flint Ferris rod. Yes, ma'am.
So, question:
Yes.
Is there any place that, like, I would say a store or like any place that you would go into that they do not allow you to carry like stuff in like, I mean, concerts maybe?
Yeah. So
Or,
anywhere.
like, what are the limitations between what you need to carry? Like, are you allowed to carry something small? Or like, obviously, like something like this would probably be denied and you wouldn't be allowed to carry that. But...
Yeah. So a lot of it comes down to location. So like we talked about urban and suburban stuff. So if you're having to carry to your office, right? Your office or your place of work may not allow you to carry knives beyond a simple pocket
like a
knife.
School.
Right.
Or,
and like in Virginia, I couldn't carry this onto school grounds.
Can you carry it into a Walmart?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Now
I guess who's really checking, right, guys?
Yeah, and there's a few like here in Virginia, for example, firearm law. There you might have a store that posts no firearms, right? That's not legally enforceable.
Okay.
Now,
Courthouse.
If schools, courthouses, I mean, post offices are technically federal, so you got to be careful about post office. That's the one that'll get you. But if a store
traveling planes,
even
I know you've already
me and the TSA have a lot of fun every time I go.
Your
Government
limitations
buildings
with that.
So anyway, we lost a bunch of stuff.
One, I'll get it.
No, we lost 2 or 3, but
okay,
it's fine. Just leave it. It's not a big deal. So where were we talking about? This is knocking everything over, Jamie. All right. What were we talking about?
Oh,
totally
good
off
question.
my train of thought.
Wait, good question. What's on your Black Friday list to get?
Great question. We'll come to it in just a second.
Okay.
I got to finish this thought. What were we talking about? Other place you can't carry. Oh, yeah. So you got to consider your office, like what your play or your wherever you work, your factory, what you're allowed to. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much, Tuxedo Bucks. No concealed carry doesn't mean no carry.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if if you go into a store and it says no concealed carry or no firearms allowed, that's not legally enforceable. You won't get in trouble for having a firearm. Now, if they see the firearm and they ask you to leave, now you have to leave because that's actually like you're essentially trespassing if they ask you to leave and you don't leave.
You've been warned.
You've been warned. So you won't get a firearms offense, but you'll get potentially get a trespassing offense. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not giving you legal advice, but that's just my experience. But so if you're in the city, for example, like in DC, so many places that you go in DC have metal detectors. So all the museums have metal detectors. A lot of the government buildings have metal detectors. So trying to carry even a basic pocket knife in DC is very, very challenging in many, many cases. All right. What's on my Black Friday list? Great question. So I've got a bunch of fixed blades. There's a bunch of fixed blades that I haven't picked up that I'm really, really wanting to do. And so I wanted to pick up. So they're definitely on my list. And fixed blades. I've actually bought a lot of multi-tools lately because of the multi-tool video we were doing. There's a few that I picked up there, so I don't really have any there. My biggest would probably be there's a little bit of kit stuff that I wanted to get. There's one more chest rig setup that I want to do. So there might be some stuff like that. But yeah, mostly fixed blades, and there's a little bit of gear. That's about it.
Good night, Jimmy.
Have a good one, Jimmy.
Yep.
Have a beautiful evening.
What's up, Chasin 70s? Okay, what do you think? Some places like Myrtle Beach is concealed only.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot of city-specific stuff. Like up here in DC or in Virginia, there's a lot of parks that you can't carry. And so there'll be like a city park and it just randomly says no firearms, but it's actually legally enforceable. Yeah, my go-to website's Amazon.
Yeah.
For specialty stuff that Amazon can't carry, like an OTF knife. Or there's some brands that Amazon or don't sell on Amazon. And so for those, I'll do Blade HQ. I've been doing Blade HQ for almost a decade now. I think they've been around that long. Jason Savvy says, what do you think about non-lethal stuff like Burna? Great question. Actually, that's actually a great question.
What is that?
So it's the Burna launcher. And so I have in my EDC, I do have a pepper spray for when I don't want to actually pull a firearm, but I do want somebody to leave me alone. So a nice non-lethal option.
That's something that I have one, not from you. Like I have
spray.
one.
Yeah.
Pepper spray. And your daughter, doesn't she have a pepper spray?
No, she does not. She's not allowed to.
Okay.
Yeah, their school doesn't allow the girls to have pepper sprays. So she has essentially something like this, but it's actually a pry bar on her keychain, which you can use to push on people. It won't cut you, but it hurts like the devil to push on your skin.
Go for the eyeballs.
Yeah. So
all them girls out there that are watching.
It's true. So Burna, what do I think about Burna? I love pepper spray as a concept. The benefit of a firearm over pepper spray is that instead of just causing irritation, it causes loss of life, loss of threat, and it literally will stop the threat. Pepper spray, one, doesn't always work. There are some people that are not particularly affected by pepper spray. Some people are not particularly affected by tasers. Some of it's natural, some of it's drug-induced, whatever. The Burna thing is almost like, the way I look at it is the nice part about pepper spray is when I go to spray pepper spray and it shoots out, I can literally walk that spray onto target. So if I'm pointed wrong, I can literally walk that thing on a target, right? When you're shooting a firearm or a Burna, you're aimed at it and you pull the trigger and one thing comes out. Now you can adjust it and try to, but you can't really see the path of it. So the Burna, in some senses, at least in my mind, it's like the worst combination of a firearm and pepper spray. It takes the worst part of a firearm, which is putting the actual thing on target, and combining that with a less lethal option like pepper spray, mace, tear gas, etc. It's better than nothing. If you live somewhere you can't have a firearm, but you can have a Burna launcher, I would 100% buy a Burna launcher just to have. But I would rather have a firearm and regular pepper spray from a little spray canister. But if you lived in the city, or if you're the kind of person that literally you just morally struggle with the idea of carrying a firearm, a Burna launcher is a great option. I know they're coming out with a more compact version too, because the first one's really big.
Well, I feel like there should be different levels to this. Like, okay, your level is all of this.
Yes, I'm the extreme level.
I'm thinking about my level, and I have a multi-tool, which I could improvise.
It's got a little knife
on serious situations. Obviously, I take you with me where I go, so you're like my safe haven.
You'd MacGyver it.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like there should be different levels, obviously, of safety. And, there's like my level of safety. And then we think about like your 16-year-old daughter safety,
right.
So like you showed what she was carrying. Does she know what to do with this?
Oh, thing? Yeah, I showed her all what to do with it.
Okay.
Now
I'm just making sure.
It's not the same thing as this. This is actually a very specific weapon. Kubota, is that what these things are called? Kubaton? Is that what these things are called?
Stab wherever
she has,
No.
But see, she couldn't take this to school.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a pry bar. It's a 4-inch pry bar with a flathead screwdriver tip. Mm-hmm. And so, again, if it pushes on you, it hurts really bad.
Oh, yeah.
And additionally, by holding it,
we're going to make it hurt. Like, I would make it hurt.
Yeah, and by holding it, like if she had to throw a punch, her punch is more effective because it's almost like the inside of, you don't get the knuckle part of a brass knuckle, but you do get the stabilizing force of having something in her fist. Mm-hmm. So it's something. It's not ideal, and I want to get her pepper spray, but it's juggling what she can carry to school versus not. Once she has a car, it'll be different.
So I feel like there has to be a next level to, obviously, this is like prepping for like the, average female or male, whatever age, whatever mature wise. But when we think of our kid level, we've got to think of something that could be potentially harmful in how they can use it, but that's appropriate to carry in school. So it's like, oh, you've got that sharpened pencil in your purse, pocket, whatever. And, you know, there's the defense. I feel like that's next level, I guess, not prep, but like defense, whatever.
Yep.
But that's like another video, I guess.
All right. VA Prepper's got a question for you, Jamie.
Me? Wow. Do you carry a fire? No, I do not.
Not
yet. I carry a David.
But David's not always around.
But David's not always around.
Jamie
I have a firearm.
She has one and she knows how to shoot. She has agreed to take a concealed carry class.
Yes.
And get her permit. We're just going to progress to that point. Yes.
Thanks for calling me out, though, Virginia.
Hey, everybody's on, you know, it takes a while. Like, you know, like even when I turned 21 and I got my first handgun, I immediately got my concealed carry license, concealed weapons. I think it's in Georgia, concealed weapons permit, CWP. But anyway, at 21, I got that down in Georgia, and I would carry sometimes, but I was still really skittish about it. And it takes a while to get used to it and to build the confidence.
Well, I feel like there's a whole nother level to that. If I wasn't married to you, back when I was single between my marriages, I mean, honestly, I didn't carry. I didn't even know how to shoot at that time. So, I mean, I didn't put myself in weird positions, but that's, you know, that happens for sure.
Yeah. MotoSync, what are your thoughts on a collapsible baton? I love them. I think they're a great option to have, particularly if you can't have a firearm or
but again,
knife.
Aren't allowed in schools for that.
They're not allowed in schools. You can't take them through like airport security. They won't let you take them through. I accidentally left that in a bag one time, and my ex-wife tried to take that through airport security. She borrowed my bag, and I was doing a lot of car traveling for work at that point, so I had a bag, and I could take it anywhere because it was just going to my hotel room, and I had a collapsible baton in there. I didn't take it out. She took that bag through the airport security, and I got a good phone call from the TSA and from her. So
Tuxedo Toolbox said it's important to know the law.
Yeah,
and that's like 100%.
Yeah, you have to know the law of carrying, and then you have to know the laws around self-defense, because it differs in a lot of different states. Some states, you know, you've got castle doctrine, you've got stand your ground. In other states like Virginia, you don't have direct castle doctrine. There's no actual stated castle doctrine, but in practice, the law is read pretty close to castle doctrine as long as you feel imminent threat. And then you have the what's the other one? Stand your ground. You essentially a similar thing. But you have to know the laws.
So good point. How do you feel about tasers and stun guns?
Do
you have any?
I've got a little stun gun.
Do you?
Yeah, it's that one that I was showing you that makes that really loud crackling sound. Anyway.
That was a stun gun?
Yeah. Well, it's not a stun gun. It was a taser type.
Okay.
I guess, because it doesn't. I think a stun gun, which is the one, I think tasers are the ones that you actually pull the trigger and it shoots the little diodes, and then it shoots the current down the rope.
Right.
And then the stun gun's the one you just hold and you push up against somebody.
Okay.
I think they're amazing. I think that if you're
but are they allowed?
They're pretty
not.
commonly allowed.
Okay,
Now tasers maybe not, but the actual stun guns, they're allowed almost as widely as pepper spray. So anywhere you could take pepper spray, you could take a stun gun. Again, like my daughter can't take it to school, just like she couldn't do pepper spray. But again, if you can't carry a firearm, like I feel like if you have a firearm, you should also have pepper spray. If you can't have a firearm, you should have a taser or pepper spray or something. It's way better. It can be effective. The problem is they're not always 100% if you can't get like good skin contact. So like UFO skies, like if you lived in Florida, it'd be a great option because people are always in t-shirts, right? So you can always, you can get through the t-shirt pretty easily. If you're up in Wisconsin and it's 40 degrees below zero in winter,
and
they're layered with puffy jackets, you actually getting that stun gun to work on them might get tricky.
Go for the face.
Yeah. I love Castle Law. I do too. I wish we had like very clear. I wish every state in the entire. I wish there was a federal castle law.
So they said I live in Florida and it is
and they're legal there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
That's John I. Okay. Cool. So yeah.
Wait, who is that?
I think it's John I.
Okay.
If I recognize the
screen name.
The screen names got all messed up. YouTube did something and it changed everybody's on these live streams. Oh yeah, I haven't tested it on myself yet. Maybe we'll do that in a video. I'll have Jamie tase me or something or stun gun me.
Yes, you okay?
Yeah, I would be willing even to do pepper spray. The only problem I would have to take my contacts out before I let you pepper spray me. But I'd try it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. David, don't try it.
Why? It'd be good. It'd be a good lesson. It'd be a fun video.
It would probably work, but
well, I hope it would. It would be funny if you stun gunned me and made me pee my pants on camera. And everybody made fun of me.
Does that really happen?
It does, yeah.
Is that a side effect?
Well, it messes up your nervous system. So if like you had to pee, then you can no longer hold your ability to pee.
Wow. So if you pepper spray somebody, how long does that last? So if you're like, you pepper spray somebody, you're trying to get away.
Yeah.
How long does that last for? Like
so if they're susceptible to pepper spray, which isn't 100%. So it's 95%, 99% of people, if you get hit in the eye with pepper spray or they inhale it.
If how close do you have to be to somebody to pepper spray them?
So that pepper spray canister right there shoots 21 feet, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
that's pretty.
It's enough.
It's far enough if they're getting up close and personal, Just saying.
So Matt, did the stun gun, taser, and pepper spray work on you? Would you have left somebody alone after getting stun gunned or tasered or pepper sprayed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that puts you down. Pepper spray in the eyes. Holy crap. I've seen what's on TV, but a stun gun or taser, whatever.
Yeah. So so John says we should try it on. Yeah. On a Thursday live stream, maybe that's what we'll do is we'll take a camera out in the yard and Jamie can taser me and then pepper spray me to finish off.
Wow. That would be like the highlight of my night.
That would be fun. Yeah. Anthony, great. And that's exactly what Berna made it for. And it's 100% legitimate thing. If you are not comfortable carrying a true firearm, for whatever, whether it's religious or moral or ethical or whatever your driver is, if you can't conceive of pulling the trigger and doing something like that to a person, then a Berna is a good option. They shoot much further than regular pepper spray. Mm-hmm. So,
well, I think with the firearm, it's kind of about like confidence, obviously, but then another side of it is accidents. I mean, I've seen how many accidents of somebody accidentally getting shot because they were cleaning their gun or this or that.
That does happen.
Or they were like teaching and that happened, or so people with guns have to be like fully,
you have to be very careful. Yeah.
And
well, and in Virginia there's very clear law with alcohol and firearms. Yeah. Like your concealed carry is not valid if you're drinking. It's not valid if you go into a restaurant and you're drinking. It literally, it's written into the law.
Yeah.
Because impaired judgment.
Right.
Pepper gel versus spray. I don't know. I have both. I don't know which is better.
Interesting. I didn't know there was a pepper gel that was
yeah. So I have
is that new or has that been something?
I don't know if it's new. I bought my first pepper gel this year.
So it is like a gel spray where you like spray it and the gel actually sticks a little more
and I think,
or longer. Or?
Yeah, I think the gel is more one. I bet you when it contacts you, it's harder to get off. But it also probably shoots a little bit further than the spray because that keeps that cohesion together. Mm-hmm. So Matt was not that affected by the stun gun. Taser, he was affected for a bit. Pepper spray, he was out of the fight.
Wow, you tried all of those, Matt?
Yeah, and that's I think
that's awesome though. Not awesome for you, but to have had the experience to know kind of like what's going to get Matt down.
Yes. Now I know which to carry.
I know how to get Matt down.
Yeah.
Right, Mandolin?
Yeah. For sure. Pepper spray takes your breath away. Yeah, I'm sure it does.
What's up, Garen Wilson,
Hey, how you doing?
4964.
And yeah, and Jason 70s. And to me, there's two reasons why people would buy Byrna. One is you live somewhere that you can't carry, or for whatever reason you can't. Maybe it's a work restriction, it's a location restriction, maybe it's a moral restriction that you have.
Or obviously confidence and knowing and having that research, I guess, that you've done on the carry.
Yeah.
So that's kind of another level of being more confident to have something that would protect you.
Yeah, it's better that, like I said, I would rather have a Byrna than nothing. And you know, if I couldn't have a firearm, like maybe I was a convicted felon and I couldn't actually ever get my firearms ownership rights back, I would carry a Byrna. Yeah, 100%. Assuming that's legal. I think it would be legal, but okay, so the gel helps with overspray so it doesn't spread out as much. Okay, that makes total sense.
Now, is that a thing where like somebody, the actual person that is spraying it, does that ever like affect them?
Oh, 100%. And that's
okay. So
that's what John's talking about there. Is because, or what UFO Skies is talking about, because if I pulled out this is a pepper spray that I have here. If I pull it out, it shoots a stream, but there's particles floating, and you have to. Well, you have to consider if somebody's attacking you and somebody charges you, right? And you pull out the pepper spray and you spray them in the face and they rush you and they tackle you, you're going to get it on you anyway.
Right. Okay.
And so, but the gel is supposed to minimize that floating in the air thing.
Matt said, Jamie, welcome to the military.
Yes.
Wait, Mr. Graves, I can't wear long sleeve shirts because that's considered concealing definitely.
There we go. Exactly.
Is that your Virginia law?
That's Maryland law.
I mean, Maryland.
Yep. Tuxedo Toolbox says, no, just started letting guns in bars, but it's no alcohol. So yeah, see here in Virginia, you can carry into any restaurant that serves alcohol as long as you don't consume any, and which is fine. I have no issues with that law at all. So that's good.
You can legally carry in bars here. Do not get intoxicated if the firearm is seen and you are asked to leave by the manager. Well,
and actually that's really funny because when we were out, bless you, we went out to a restaurant that had some music and stuff, and we were this was at Harbor Grill. I was in the bathroom and I overheard these two guys talking, and one of the guys was he was like, yeah, I was just over at the Rose and they have those metal detectors.
Yes.
And he's like, I didn't really think they worked because I had carried a knife in there and they didn't notice.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Wow. And so then he says, so then the next time I went, I just took my firearm too. So he carried his firearm into the Rose through their metal detectors. They didn't detect anything. And then the guy next to him was like, oh, did you bring it tonight? And he's like, yeah, I got it right now. I didn't see their faces.
David's like, make sure you're not dancing with my wife tonight.
Well, and I'm obviously if they're at the restaurant part, that's fine. But at that point in the night, questionable whether we're drinking or not.
Well, drinking, yeah, plus firearm does not equal.
Not a good idea.
Yeah.
Goran Wilson says, I've always have a gun, a knife, lighter, and a tourniquet. Yeah, so I get that. Wow, I get that by with my bag, my girl bag.
Now, do you carry that everywhere, or do you leave it in the car? Situational, like if you're going out for the night and you're having some drinks, are you leaving that in the car, or are you carrying that out with you?
So Goran, I'm really interested for the tourniquet. If it's not in a bag, where do you actually carry it? And which kind of tourniquet do you carry?
I mean, for us, I think in the car would be a smart decision, just because having it, I know. So
what?
When you had your pocket pores and you cut yourself in your pocket.
I did. I had to use my first aid kit for that.
You had to go out and use your first aid kit in our car.
I did.
So
I literally sliced my hand open at a restaurant on some glass. Yeah. We're not going to talk about how the glass got in my pocket, but a glass bottle shattered in my pocket, and then when I tried to pull it out, I literally sliced my hand open.
Yeah.
And then it would not stop bleeding, and so I had to go out to the car, stop it.
Okay, so you can legally carry in bars here. Wait, where was here? Where did he say was here again?
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
He didn't say.
Okay. Guys don't talk in the restroom.
It was really
Wow.
weird. They were having a full-on conversation.
I feel like David was in there for a long time that time.
It wasn't that long, but yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, vehicle is not a holster. Amen. Yeah.
Wow, that was yeah.
Oh, it's Aaron. Okay. Aaron. Okay. Sorry.
I feel like that.
My bad, Aaron.
That's like
Indiana.
Okay.
There we go. Got it. So anyway.
Indiana. What kind of laws do they have against carrying, or whether it be guns, knives? I guess that's something good to know is what's your state
law? Oh yeah, you got to know your law for sure.
And then how do you get around it if you need that stuff you leave it in your car?
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, see, Aaron, we don't have constitutional carry in Virginia. Mm-hmm. So, yep. Yeah, you don't have to have a permit there. I
feel like if obviously I carry you around.
You drag my dead weight around as we go place to place.
But if I need the additional help when I'm not with you in some ways, I feel like I know some techniques that may allow me to escape. So just saying, I mean,
she's got ninja moves, guys.
I feel like there should be a second video somewhere where all this stuff, if you don't happen to have it on you that day and something happens, there has to be a second level teaching lesson of how to defend.
Yeah. So one last type of EDC we didn't really talk too much about, but that's airport approved stuff. So obviously you can't have blades. They do sell multi-tools that are bladeless and TSA approved. So if you want to be prepared as you travel, then just know that you can actually get some good multi-tools. Obviously flashlights you can carry through airports as long as they don't have a bezel. An aggressive bezel, because I've had them confiscate flashlights because I had an aggressive bezel.
Okay, and that's another point I was going to bring up is that David has kept us at the airport a little longer
almost
trying to get through security, and he's had to give away some of his expensive tools just because he accidentally left it in a backpack or something. Yeah. So
well, and sometimes I'll push the boundaries to see if it'll work, right? Like I had a flashlight. It wasn't this one, but it had a very aggressive bezel. Like, and it was obviously like a very pointy bezel.
And didn't you have him screw it off, take the bezel, and you took the
flashlight? I was able to pull the bezel off. It had a detachable one. So I unscrewed the bezel and gave it to him, and he let me keep the flashlight.
Which is understandable because, you know, obviously there's been some.
Yeah, no, that's true. UFO skies that they can confiscate whatever. One thing that I have heard a lot of stories about, though, from the TSA side of things, there's one multi-tool brand. I want to say it's Roxxon. They sell a multi-tool that is completely configurable. And so you can buy different parts and replace things. And you can literally on the spot, like pull the like this knife, for example, it's screwed in. They have this whole like system where you can actually just like pull a lever and pop it off. And so a guy went through airport security and they had an issue with one of the pry bars. They said the blade was too sharp or something. There was some problem with one specific tool. And so the lady wanted to confiscate the whole multi-tool. And he said, no. He said, no. Here, he literally popped off the blade and said, you can just confiscate this. And by the time he had popped it off and she realized she wasn't going to get a whole multi-tool, which is worth like, you know, some money, she was like, oh, you're fine, just go. And she let him keep the blade part and the whole multi-tool.
Oh, wow.
Because if he was going to just take the one piece off, it was very sketchy from the TSA's perspective. It was almost like, it was like some good money there.
Biatch, if we have any problems with you, I'm going to come after you.
Yeah, and that does happen. Yeah, that you do got to be careful with the TSA because their rules change regularly,
well,
and the supervisor on duty.
Where's your wallet?
This. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So
let me pull all my cards out.
This became your wallet, and it's a tool.
Yeah, it's a Tool Card Pro.
And whenever we go traveling, they actually take it out and they look at it.
They check. They always look at this and they're trying to see if this is a blade.
Right.
And I'm like, nope, it's just a little screwdriver. And they like touch it and they rub it and like, okay, you're right.
Yeah.
And like, this is the Phillips head and these are flat heads and priored anyway. So, but no, it's, I've never had this, but I have had issues. I've had an easier time checking my firearm and flying with an actual pistol than I've had with like flashlight bezels and multi-tools. So anyway, Matt.
Yeah, David will actually, like, I've seen him talk with them at TSA, and
it's
you
fun.
know,
It's good time.
They always have something on you though, because you always
I always trying to push the boundary because
pushing boundaries.
That's true. That's true.
Love the wallet tool. And well, yeah. Like, why can't you just have a normal wallet like everybody else?
Because this gives me the chance. Look at all these nuts. I can take nuts off. I've got screwdrivers on here. I can open up bottles. I can pop off all kinds of stuff with this thing. It's awesome. I can measure. There's like measuring on there. It doesn't. It doesn't.
It looks trendy.
It looks cool, Jamie.
It's that tool look.
Yeah, the first time we went on a date, I pulled out my my tool card, and I was like, "Here's my tool card," and she's like, "Wow."
Like, do you take American Express?
Evidently, y'all can see the last card I used when I
playing, guys.
All right, hold on. Aaron says, "I've blessed. My father has been a commercial and private pilot for years, so I fly private." That's cool. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, Shard. Okay, the Gerber Shard. I'll have to check that out.
So if they fly privately, so all of these rules don't apply? Is that kind of what you're saying?
I think that's what he's saying. I don't actually have a clue. I've never flown privately in my life, so I don't know what their rules are at all. So
let's hear about the Shard. It's $7. It's about that time.
It is about that time. So yeah, if you're traveling to the airport, just know there are some multi-tools that are TSA approved. Some you still run a risk, but that's one way. You still can get, you can't do you can't do a pocket knife necessarily, but you can do a flashlight, you can do the multi-tool, and obviously some of your other preps you can get in there, you tourniquets and some basic first aid stuff without hitting any kind of TSA restrictions. So just do the best you can there. We ran through the minimalist approach, the urban suburban friendly approach, some outdoor. We talked a little briefly about outdoor rural kind of EDC, and obviously I use the off-body sling bag approach for my stuff in general. And we talked about airport. What's up?
So when we went to the airport and you checked your gun in, was that when we went to Punta Cana?
No, I can't
carry.
Where did
we go? Oh, Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona.
We've done it to Arizona, and we've done it
wild armed. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we weren't armed on the flight. I think he's saying he actually carried the gun onto the plane.
Oh, wow.
So we had to check ours and then put it.
So what are the discrepancies with that? What do they take as like, oh, you're allowed to carry on the plane?
So that's when he was flying privately.
Oh, okay.
So he was saying when he flew privately, he was able to fly armed.
Okay.
Yeah. So we didn't. So no, I've carried on our trip to Arizona. I carried, took the firearm with us, and I think it was it California or Oregon? I think it was California. When we went to California,
I thought when we went to Arizona is where you carried.
I did twice.
Oh, yeah. Okay, twice.
Yeah, I've flown twice with it, and I think both times were,
California and then Arizona.
Yeah, the problem with California is that my concealed carry permit was valid, so I essentially put it in my lock case, kept it in my lock case the entire trip, and then just checked it back on the plane. I just wanted it in case something really bad happened. I'd have it with something with us, but again, it was locked in the case the whole time. So, because California laws are so rough. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good one. If you see somebody
Carrying
a man purse, there's a better than 75-80% chance he's got a firearm in there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out, man. I'll check out
He's not carrying his makeup.
No, I leave that at home. I leave that at home. Anyway, Dennis, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh yeah, we'll talk more about that. Dennis, Suburban Dad. All right. Anyway, y'all, thank you for being on the live stream tonight. We appreciate you. Hopefully, you learned something, or at least we had a good fun time hanging out and talking about everyday carry, some of the considerations, some of the things that you might want to be thinking about, and
appreciate if you're new on the live stream. I saw a few new people tonight. I don't know if it's the YouTube name situation happening, but
true.
Thank you all for being here tonight.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. We'll be here next Sunday night at 9 o'clock for another preparedness, EDC, firearms, gears. I don't know what we'll do next week, but we'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. For everybody, have a good one, and check out the next video coming either tomorrow or Tuesday.
Yeah, see you guys. Have a great week.
Have a good one. We'll see y'all soon.